to them young boys in the hood with big dreams of being superstars. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't, but you gotta work super hard. To the older man who feels his life is over cause he wasted it standing on corners. One thing I learned about the streets, it's never too late for a come up. I was told before that I couldn't do it. I remember being told by my own peeps not to rap, and singing in my hood wasn't popular, but I got respect for it cause I was a beast. Facts. If you got a dream, you gotta stay committed, you can get it, but you gotta be a beast, you can't slack for a minute. Remember this, if you remember nothing else, you gotta be relentless.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, misery bots of all ages, back again with another video. This time, this is actually going to be a pretty short one, so just stay tuned. But before we get into this video, if you like that intro music, definitely check out the Adrian Rockstar SoundCloud in the description below. Let's get it. Now, the Switch 2 Cyberpunk footage is out, and it looks good. It looks good. Admittedly, it looks really good. But that's not surprising. You have a lot of people on the internet right now comparing it to the Steam Deck and stuff like that. Of course, it looks better than the Steam Deck. And I'm a fan of the Steam Deck. I have my own Steam Deck right here. Like, live in action and everything, bro. I got my own Steam Deck. And of course, Cyberpunk 2077 looks good on the Nintendo Switch 2. It should look good on the Nintendo Switch 2. Because the Nintendo Switch 2 is slightly more powerful than the Steam Deck. And that's also just a testament to CD Projekt Red's work on the game. Because when the game first launched, it was not really a good optimized game or anything like that. But they took the time, they went back. They even created a Steam Deck preset for Cyberpunk 2077 on the Steam Deck. So on the Steam Deck, I mean, they were able to scale it down to the point where it runs at like anywhere between 30 to 40 frames per second on the Steam Deck and still looks pretty decent, albeit a little bit blurry because of the 800p, and I think it's scaled up to 800p on the Steam Deck. So the fact that it looks good on the Switch 2 it's like a duh moment. Like, of course it looks good on the Steam Deck too. On the Switch 2, because they got it running really good on the Steam Deck 1, like the original Steam Deck. All they had to do, all CD Projekt Red had to do was take the Steam Deck preset that they have, port that over to the Switch 2 versions, and then make minor improvements, because the Switch 2 is a slightly more powerful handheld. It is more powerful than the Steam Deck 1. So it makes sense that Switch 2's version of Cyberpunk 2077 looks as good as it does. Chances are it's running at slightly higher pixel count, whereas the Steam Deck 1 is probably running at, what, 800p? Maybe upscale 800p. The Nintendo Switch 2 one is most likely running at like 900p, or maybe even 1080p, or maybe an upscaled 1080p. You combine that with the fact that they probably added things like they probably improved like the texture quality, maybe moved it from medium to high and stuff like that. And it explains why it looks as good as it does. The Switch 2 is more powerful. It's able to handle the fact that a port of the Steam Deck version is going to be running on the Switch 2, making it look better. And it's not even that it's running better either, because if I'm not mistaken, it runs at about 40 frames per second, which is roughly the frames per second that the Steam Deck 2 is running at. So yeah, I just wanted to add my 2 cents to that. I thought it was pretty interesting that a lot of people are comparing the two, and it's like, yeah, of course it looks good on the Switch 2. And it does look good on the Switch 2, but it doesn't take away from the Steam Deck. Like, CD Projekt Red did a really good job getting their game to run at a really low minimum base hardware, which was the Steam Deck. And now from there, of course, they can port it to other devices that are more powerful and scale it up. So that's it for this video. With that being said, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And remember, your life is a fantasy. Check out the Adrian Rockstar SoundCloud in the descriptions below.
Motivated, some people let me get them. I know they hate it cause we winning and motivated, glistening and inundated with swagger. I'm trying to keep with my daughter to hear some bullshit. Not from Chicago, so don't talk to me about bullshit. Niggas in the motherfucking game, wanna talk about the swag and the ice and the whips they drive. But a nigga like me, getting bread, showing love, so the niggas don't respect my grind. It's going down, chasing the crown. About to be one of the illest around, like just Rihanna and Kanye. Nigga, I'm running the town. Slow it down, slow it down. Was tired, so you can cut the if you a dog. I'm Michael V. I take a nigga, girl, I don't play fair. I take him to the bedroom, and they stay there. Hold up in the climb, give me mine. Running out of time, money on the line, gotta shine. Give it a look out when I try, won't stop. Fishing in my mind, rockstar on top. Wait a minute, when a nigga really get it, I'ma go off. I gotta prove it to him.